Boys, today we are going to learn about GAN. GAN is nothing but Generative Adversarial Network. So what that is, it is a framework where two models, that is a generator and a discriminator, lies. So what is GAN again? GAN is of two models. One is generator, one is discriminator. Discriminator is something that is very good topic because that we can see in our daily life. Everybody is discriminated. काले को काला नहीं बोलना है, गोरे को गोला नहीं बोलना है, and also मोटे को मोटा नहीं बोलना है, पतले को पतला नहीं बोलना है, and so on. You get the gist. And in this, so what we try to do is we try to create fake data with generator, and with discriminator we try to identify if that data that we have generated is fake or real. So it is like making yourself and your brother sit together and तुम उसको पैसे दो and उसको बोलो कि ये सच्ची है, ये असली है या नकली है, दो महीने का. So that is the core concept here. So in this, what we do is we do this process again and again, to a point that the machine learns key what is fake and what is real. So in this case, what happens is the generator gets to generation. It's its work, it's its job. तो वो करने के बाद when it comes to discriminator, now the discriminator cannot be doing the discrimination. That is, it cannot identify which is the fake one and which is the real one. So in this case, everything from the discriminator starts to become real. So this is the case in the GAN. GAN is nothing but Generative Adversarial Network. So then the next type is they compete with each other. The generator improves to fool the discriminator and the discriminator improves to catch the fakes. So over time the generator gets so good that fake images become almost indistinguishable from the real ones. So this is the case here with the GAN network. So एक real life analogy समझे कि you know a painter. So what the famous painters do is they do their paintings and they sell in the market. There are other people who are absolutely good painters, but उनकी famous उतनी नहीं होती paintings. So what they do is they forge other famous painters painting. So what they will do is they will forge the painters painting and they will try to claim it as a real one. So इसको real करके बेचेंगे, and then the forger improves over time by studying what mistake experts catch. So अभी forge होगा तो कोई expert आके देखेगा कि if it is real or fake. So ये forger जो होते हैं they become really good at it. Then what happens is the expert improves by studying new forgeries. So अब जो expert रहता है he will try to learn what the forgeries are being done. तो इसको भी new data मिल रहा है, उसको भी new data मिल रहा है. Then eventually the forger gets so good at the job that the expert can't identify the difference. So this leads to that key this whole concept of discriminator becomes good over the time. So this is the analogy. Then the technical flow, generator takes random noise as input, like random noise. So let's take an example now. In this, it transforms that noise into fake images. Then the discriminator receives two types of images. In that, the first one is real image with datasheet and the fake image from the generator. So देखो, I am trying to create a new image which is fake. So what I do is I will try to correlate that with a real image. जब मैं real image को try करूँगा, so it tries to reach at a point that the fake, the discriminator is not able to identify it. So what happens here? It is trying to again become good at its job. So होने के बाद the discriminator predicts the real image is what, the fake image is 0. Both models update their internal parameters based on the feedback. So this helps over the many iterations called epochs. So what epochs here is, when you are training a model, so इसके अंदर क्या होता है कि when you are rigorously training a model, for example, I'm trying to train a model on the basis that he does not try and catch me cheating. So ऐसा मॉडल बनाना चाहता हूँ कि if I'm cheating in an exam, in the interview, the interviewer cannot find out that I'm cheating in the exam. So मैं क्या करूँगा, एक मॉडल बनाऊँगा that will rigorously train itself and see what mistakes I do and tell me that I'm trying this thing out and this interviewer is catching me. So ऐसे कुछ बनाऊँगा. So this goes around as epochs. Epochs basically goes for as many iterations you want. So when you are in the stage of building or training the model, so epochs comes around some parameters. So in recent times that has grown to 1 billion. 1 billion parameters are there for epochs, but छोटे models we have like 1 million parameters. These are the locally trained ones. ये कुछ उतने advanced नहीं रहते, but these can be understood. So these are the epochs. Then let's understand the architecture here of the GAN network. So how and the different way the GAN network is spread out. So in this, what happens here is the generative adversarial network, that is the GAN network, is connected with is of two types again, generation and discrimination, as I said earlier. So in this, it creates a generator creates a fake image and a real image, fake and real. Discriminator here, his task is to find out which is fake and which is real. So ये इसका concept रहता है. So when it is finally obtained the result, it says this is a result, real, and this is a fake one. So in this whole step, there is a feedback that follows again and again. So after going through this feedback again and again, we reach to a point where the whole concept is intertwined into itself. Key, it goes on generating, it goes on discriminating, in generating, discriminating. This goes on, and then at last we create such a imagery that it is unable to distinguish it between the fake and real. Then a simple example that we can use here to understand it more easy is that suppose we want to generate handwritten digits. So yeah, so that fucked up. I used the permanent marker instead of the, so this will work. Just give me some time. So I did not see that coming. My bad, guys. Hold on. So we'll be back. So what here I'm doing is that I wrote with a permanent marker, but the permanent marker is not permanent. So this what I'm using is a sand. So it contains alcohol in it. So the alcohol removes whatever the part of the permanent marker stays. So here I'm applying that and removing it. This is really a great way to understand how to not fuck up. Future में काम आएगा. Remember it. Okay. That was a great fuck up. अभी मेरे को normal marker ढूंढना पड़ेगा. Where is that bastard? I swear it was here only. पता नहीं कहाँ चला गया, इधर है. found it. So this is the where it is. This is the real marker that I was supposed to use. लेकिन मैं permanent use कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं बहन में हो रहा हूँ. So now let's get back to our topic. That was the explaining. Once again, I'll just spin on the bolt because it looks a big. Okay, all clear. So let's get back to the topic again. Where were we? Let's consider an example here. Example is that. So this was black one. I don't use this board that often, so I forgot. So here we want to generate handwritten digits. So what we do is we take random noises and then try to create something that looks like a digital image. So what here we do is let's try to generate image of 7 and 3. So we are trying to generate image of this in a digital format. Then what we do is we try to create something that looks like the handwritten digital image. So what we do is we take a random noise that will be in the scale that 0.7. So this is just a random number. It does not specify, it does not hold anything. Then we take minus 1.2. Again, random numbers. There is nothing in that. Then what the generator does is, with the help of this whole process, it creates a fake number, fake digital number. So this step is a generation step. Then now let's go to the discriminator step. Sees a real digital image from the missed data. Again, what is missed data? Missed data is the model or the data sheet that we created for the understanding purpose, for the training purpose. So this was the data sheet that was created earlier on. So in that says a real 3. So how a 3 looks like, there will be defined. So this is the 3, real 3. So this is the generation step where we are generating fake image. But now the missed data has the variation or the look like key what the 3 will be like. So in that sees a fake image from the generator. Again, now when the generation is done, it sees the fake image. It sees the fake image. Then what happens? It learns to tell which one is real. Sorry, मैं इधर लिखूँगा कि this is a 3 and this is a 3. So which one will be a real image here? Obviously this one. If you are this, contact me, we need to talk again. Then over time the fake digit starts to look more and more real. अभी देखो ये चुना हुआ है. Then when it goes on training itself, it improvises itself. Then at the last the ending, we see that ये छोटा छोटा जो है ना वैन में शाना होते जाएगा. Just like the बच्चे, how they become more and more intelligent. What did you think they was telling? Anyway, then again it turns on learning, again it turns on learning. So at the last step, it understands and creates the image as the real ones. So this was the fake image at here, but now it starts to look like a real one. So this learns to tell which one is real. The discriminator, this whole step again, we are here in discriminator step. This was the generation step. Then over the time, the digit starts to look more and more real. I mean, as I said, then eventually the generator can produce more realistic looking digits. So अभी मैं जो handwritten से लिखा था, so that will be starting to look more and more like a real image, a real digital image. So this will be able to understand and recognize the handwritten language that we provide in the tablets and all. अभी देखा है ना how in the iPads and all we see that the tablets are able to recognize what we learn, what we write on the screen. So this helps us understand that the examples here show us that how we can train an image on the data again and again, and it starts to recognize the language. Here, important points are GAN data don't need to be labeled data. They just need real examples. Real examples are the real looking numbers, the real digits, the real alphanumeric numbers. So this is the real data. Then GAN trains by computation between two networks. So for that I'll make a quick graph in next phase. Again, the next thing will be training GAN can be tricky because if discriminator wins too easily, generator can't live. If generator becomes too strong, discriminator can't live. So the balance is important here while training a GAN data, a GAN network. So it's summary. What did we understand? We understood that GAN has essentially two components. One is generator, right? And one is discriminator. The generator does its part, the discriminator does its part. Then from this, a training goal is achieved. The goal is G tries to fool D. So what here is, this is in identification of G, this is in identification of these. So what the G does, G is the generator of course. So G tries to fool B. And here again, the D tries to detect fake. The P, D, not my D, not this one D guys. Instagram reel addicts, please fuck off. I mean, part of the matchup at night. Then what the D is doing now? D tries to detect fake. So after this whole process, output is optic. What would be the output? Generate produces realistic looking new data, that is fake image. So we might have seen deep fakes. कैसे हंस रहे हो बहन नहीं रहा deep fakes. So this is a very high, what do you call, demanding thing right now. किसी भी चाहे किसी के भी मुंह पे लगा दो and tell them he was the person who did, not me. So this was whole concept here. So this is what GAN. What was GAN's full form again? Generative Adversarial Network. Okay. Generative Adversarial Network. Okay. Finish. Bye bye.